Once upon a time, in that quiet village tucked away between gentle hills and meandering rivers, Nam's world changed in a single glittering moment. The golden watch he had purchased became more than an object. It became his identity, his pride, the very thing he believed would lift him above the ordinary. But as days passed, and admiration turned to discomfort, Nam failed to notice how the shine of his treasure blinded him to the warmth of the people around him. At first, the villagers had been genuinely happy for Nam. They liked him. He was one of their own, a hard-working young man who had always shared in their joys and struggles. But with every boastful word, every dismissive glance, Nam built invisible walls. He began to value his golden watch more than the laughter they shared, more than the hands that once helped him in the fields, or the friends who had stood by him in difficult times. Even the children, who once ran to him for stories and shared sweet fruits with him in the shade of the great banyan tree, started to avoid him. Instead of being the friendly neighbor they looked up to, Nam became a figure they whispered about, their giggles laced with pity and bemusement. The elders shook their heads, remembering how pride, left unchecked, could turn even the kindest heart cold and distant. Nam's transformation was subtle but profound. He stopped visiting old friends unless he could be certain of an audience. He stopped helping at the communal well, claiming he was too busy or that the water would splash onto his prized watch. He became isolated, even as he convinced himself he was more important than ever. His dreams at night filled with visions of admiration, yet he woke up feeling empty, restless, and alone. When the day of the great village market arrived, Nam saw it as his chance to reclaim the admiration he craved. He dressed in his finest linen, combed his hair until it shone, and strapped the golden watch tightly to his wrist. As he walked through the bustling market, he sought every opportunity to display his treasure, lifting fruit, pointing at wares, shaking hands with a dramatic flourish. But beneath the surface, the villagers' patience had worn thin. The festival, meant for laughter and unity, became uncomfortable with Nam's constant interruptions. Whenever someone tried to share good news, Nam found a way to redirect the conversation back to his own success, his own golden prize. He simply could not see the disappointment, the tired smiles, the way people gently edged away from him. And then, the unthinkable happened. In his eagerness to draw attention, Nam leaned too far across a stall, and the golden watch slipped from his wrist. It fell with a soft thud, rolled across the uneven ground, and disappeared into the crowd. Panic gripped Nam as he frantically searched, desperation written across his face. He called for help, but the villagers, feeling hurt and unappreciated, simply watched in silence. Some even turned away, unwilling to help the man who had made them feel smaller, lesser, for so long. Nam searched until the sun went down, his hands dirty, his heart pounding. When he finally gave up, he realized the crowd had dispersed. The festival was over, and he was left alone in the empty square, the laughter and music fading into distant memory. He trudged home, his shoulders heavy, his wrist aching with the memory of what was lost. That night, as Nam sat outside his home, the truth washed over him like a cold river. It was never the golden watch that made him special. It was the kindness he had once shown, the friendships he had nurtured, the way he had once been a beloved part of the village. In his pursuit of admiration, he had lost the things that truly mattered. He remembered the story his grandmother once told him, about a wise man who counted his riches not in gold, but in the smiles he shared and the hands he held. Nam realized with deep regret that the golden watch had not elevated him. It had only isolated him. It had turned his heart inward, away from the people who had once filled his life with joy. But as the moon rose higher, Nam made a quiet promise to himself. He would change. He would seek forgiveness, not through grand gestures, but through small acts of kindness. He would listen more and boast less. He would remember that true respect is earned, not demanded, that love is given, not bought. And so, the next morning, Nam rose early. He went to the fields, offering to help with the harvest. He brought fresh bread to his elderly neighbor. He sat with the children under the banyan tree and listened to their stories, laughing with them, not at them. At first, people were wary, unsure if this change would last. But slowly, as days turned to weeks, they saw the sincerity in his actions. Nam no longer needed a golden watch to feel important. He found joy in the simple things, the shared work, the quiet moments, the laughter that once again filled his days. The villagers, seeing his humility, welcomed him back. Trust was rebuilt, not through words, but through deeds. Nam's story became a quiet lesson in the village. Parents told it to their children, teachers shared it in the classroom, and elders reminded the young that pride may glitter, but it cannot warm the heart. The golden watch was never found, but something far more valuable took its place, a renewed sense of community, and a young man who finally understood what it meant to truly belong. In the end, Nam learned that greatness is not measured by the things we display, but by the kindness we show and the respect we earn. The village, once divided by jealousy and pride, found unity again in humility and forgiveness. And Nam, walking humbly among his friends, knew he was richer than he had ever been before. So remember, true greatness shines in quiet acts, gentle words, and an open heart. When we value people over possessions, we discover a treasure that can never be lost.